atomic age was born. There is no denying that since that moment, the shadow of the atom bomb has been across all our lives. All men of goodwill earnestly hope that a realistic control of atomic weapons can and will be achieved. Meanwhile, good sense requires that all of us prepare for any eventuality. But wisdom demands, too, that we take time to understand this force. Because here, in fact, is the answer to a dream as old as man himself. A giant of limitless power at man's command.
Welcome to Simulcraft.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third shift, where I'm actually in creative mode. And I lost my previous world because, the mod stopped working. Just one day out of the blue, I got up and I went to go record episode 99 like I am doing now. And I was just starting to prep things. I was going to show off, what was the mod? Equivalent exchange. And the things that I had learned about it. And the mods just stopped loading. Well, I was like, okay, I'll just go to a backup. And I went to a backup, copied everything back over. And, it was just like a backup from like a day previous, so I wasn't even going to lose much. And that failed to load too. And I hadn't done it, and I hadn't even done anything to any one particular thing, and just Minecraft would start loading up the world, and then it would just go to saving chunks. And so I was like, okay, well, I have a backup of the map specifically, and I went to do that same thing. So I'm like, crap. Now the problem is, and I tried it just to be sure that whether it wouldn't work or not, is I reinstalled all the mods I have, and the problem with that is that the ID numbers, the block IDs and item numbers will change if you do that. So it didn't work either. And so basically I was stuck creating a new world one way or another. And this time I switched to Minecraft 1.1, so now I'm a version up. And I just started building. I actually started recording before, but I realized that I wasn't getting any voice sounds, so I had to restart the whole thing. So I started building this and talking to people and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I had to start over again. It's no big deal. It's never a big deal. I'm just using this episode to, before episode 100 for our third shift, which will be somewhere in 300 total uploaded videos. And yeah, so that's what it is. And I really want to use this episode to talk to you about Mod API and how we need to get on Jeb's case, who's the lead programmer now of Minecraft, and get a Mod API going. Because as I was getting mods for 1.1, you'll notice it's been what, a week since it's been out? Over a week? And it takes a while for mod creators to catch up, get everything coordinated, wait for all their prerequisite programs to catch up. And they have to decode these things too. They have to figure out what code has changed and figure out what they need to change in their code to get it to work, and if there's anything new and beneficial that they could use from the Mojang code. So it's a process, and it takes a little bit of time. But it shouldn't have to. And it's a pain in the butt process to go through, because people have to actually go through the code, compare what class files have changed in the Minecraft file, and then figure out what code specifically has changed. They have to basically compare all this code against other code that they have. So yeah, that's a big pain in the butt, and I don't think that step should be necessary to install mods. And it's time. I think we should just really start messaging Jeb through Twitter. Be nice, if you're gonna do it, and help me out here to make this stand to help get this mod API going, and just do it. Just get it done. Forget about these stupid little features. Yeah, I know jungles are great and ocelots are cute, but we need mod API more than we need little features right now, because the mod community is able to provide you with more content than Mojang seems to be able to pump out in any update. I can understand bug fixes and stuff like that. That's cool, but without the mod API, the mod community has to struggle to get their stuff going, and that's not a good stance to make. And it really became an issue with me to be able to start pressing this issue on Jeb, that I was going to start creating a series called Third Shift Extreme, which was hardcore mode, but not only that, with like the most difficult mods out there, like Solar Apocalypse, Tornado. I think there are a few others that I'm missing offhand. But basically, yeah, hardcore with all these super dangerous mods, and just to make it more challenging and comical. See how many times I'd have to start over. And the Solar Apocalypse mod creator stated on his mod page, and I'll link it, that he is no longer doing the mod because he thinks that they need to get on this mod API because it's a pain in the ass to update. Basically, all mods, if they're wise, they'll use mod loader. So right off the bat, people have to wait till mod loader comes out, which Risagumi does a pretty good job getting it out pretty quick. But you still have to wait for it no matter what. Then you have things like anything that uses Forge. You have to wait till the Forge API is all updated, which could sometimes take a while if something major was changed. And you have, on top of that, the MP mod loader, mod loader MP, which is the multiplayer protocols and stuff like that for mod loader. And that has to be updated. And that's run by Flan's group there. They do a pretty good job. But none of these people should have to do that. And mod support should be supporting the ability to just create the content that you want to do through the API without having to change base classes. I don't think there's a need to have change base classes to add more content into the game. It just seems kind of ridiculous. I mean, sometimes you may have to do that, but the number of instances I encounter with fun mods like Nature Overhaul or Better Than Wolves, and a bunch of others that change base classes conflict with other mods who change the same base classes, thus you have to make a choice on which mod you want to use. And that makes the list of incompatibilities grow and grow and grow as you want to add features that that absolutely require you to change a base class. Because mod loader only covers so much. So, and if you don't know what base classes are, I have a video about installing mods, and it's pretty general, but it applies to all versions of Minecraft. You may want to look for it through my list and check it out, because it'll explain to you what the base classes are, what mod loader and all those fun things are. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten Buildcraft and Elorum's Redstone mod now, along with Industrial Craft. I also have, you'll see at the top there's Population Zero Simu credits. It's called SimuCraft, which is another kind of civilization building mod, and I'm going to try to use it and see how it does. It's kind of like, whatchamacallit, Mine Colony respect that it allows you to decide where you're going to build things by setting these pegs, I guess, where things should be built, and you can download floor plans and stuff like that. It seems pretty cool. So I said I'll just give it a try and see how it goes. So that will be linked in the new Third Shift webpage once I get to that. We'll have some fun with it. Always having fun in Minecraft. And mods make it more fun. I don't know how anybody could disagree with using mods, but if you don't, well, that's cool. I know, I'm creating a crappy roof right here. But it's just a roof. And I'm in creative mode because I just want to get it done because I want to try to catch up to where I was before. You know what, I may make this like an observatory kind of area. So let's build like a tower kind of thing here. So yeah, it was interesting weekend. Upgraded my computer. I had to upgrade RAM. I figured that will help a bit, and it does. Even though Minecraft crashed with a out-of-memory error before, but I think that's more Minecraft's programming than my computer at this point. Upgraded to 8 gigs of RAM, and I don't have much money to spend on stuff like that. And it was kind of funny because I went to go buy the RAM, and I bought the RAM, and just something like kind of bugged me in the back, the little hairs on my back, or my back of my neck, and yeah, I have little hairs on my back. I don't have a hairy back, and so I checked my motherboard stats, and luckily I did because I would have gotten the memory and not have been able to use it. I bought the right type of RAM for the right type of slot. It's just that my old motherboard only supported up to 4 gigs of RAM, which means two 2-gigabyte sticks. So I had ordered 2 4-gigabyte sticks, which would never have worked. I would have gotten it and put it in, and it would have beep, 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 and not posted. So I would have been sad and out of luck at that point. But I did order another motherboard. Unfortunately, I really can't spend that much money, so that was kind of jab in the side for me. So now I just have to be cautious about what I'm going to spend. Because while we're out of our crisis that we had in just before December, we still have to be kind of mindful of what we're spending as a family. So yeah, I mean, I've been able to buy some Steam games with some extra money I've gotten, but I can't go crazy about things. And even deciding to buy this RAM for the computer was like kind of a major decision, even though I spent just under $200, just about $200, but it was still under $200. Which wasn't bad when you think about it. It's just bad when you don't have much to work with in the first place. You still have to pay rent and pay your bills and your insurance and all that fun stuff that comes with life as you get there. So yeah, got that. And other than that, programming. I got something called the Dark GDK, which is made by the game creators, which includes Dark Basic. And the Dark GDK allows you to program in C, combining Dark Basic if you want to, and all this fun stuff. That's really good. Sorry, I had to take something to drink. But Dark GDK uses the basic language for a compiled language, which is really nice. I've been using basic programming language since I've had a Commodore 64 when I was a teenager. So I'm absolutely familiar with the basic language itself, and I've learned other programming languages, especially when I took computer sciences. I won't get into that, because I basically learned like things like COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, stuff like that, which was available in the days that I went to school. And there was C programming. They just touched on C. It wasn't even C++, it was just the basics of C. which still allows you to learn the structure of C++. I have a tough time with my throat, so let me take a break and I'll clear that up. And yeah. So anyway, as far as the programming project itself, there are two games that I've kind of split my design document into. One of the things I found on the game creator message boards was somebody had written a kind of functioning Minecraft map generator. And I don't want to recreate Minecraft, but I want to create a game that is... I have a cat. Hi, cat. I want to create a game that is kind of community-based with creative stuff that you can do, kind of building stuff, you know, whether it's digging for resources or whatnot, I don't know yet. I'm still kind of going back and forth about that, but a community-based game that you can create things in and have challenges that you have to overcome. Because really, Minecraft doesn't have any challenges per se that you really need to overcome, and the ones that you do are pretty easy to overcome when you get down to it. Because once you have things established, you're pretty good in Minecraft. You don't really need to think about them all that much. I want to create a game where you do kind of have to think about how you're going to manage your resources and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool. And the other game is kind of just a fun game to play, and it has goals. And, and that one's a 2D game, which is why I posted on Twitter that I was looking for somebody who's good with pixel art as far as isometric tiles. And I still may even yet throw away the Dark Basic engine I got that does Minecraft maps and opt for 2D. 2D is very easy to program for me. I'll say it's for me, but it has its limitations as far as animation and stuff like that. It requires a little bit more work as far as what you're going to display. You can always display 2D static images, and that's fine. But you can't do dynamic things that you can in 3D as far as animating characters and stuff like that. So, I mean, both have advantages and disadvantages. And with 2D, you can kind of more easily get an image that you want. But animating it, like I said, is where the problem comes in. Whereas 3D, you can animate things through algorithm, and it's a lot easier. It's just you require more complex resources when you do 3D as far as models. In the game development world, we call them assets. Your 3D assets library. You want to build that up if you're going to be a game developer. And you definitely want to learn how to use 3D. And Dark Basic really makes that easy. Or, I should say, easier. I wouldn't necessarily say it makes all game development easy. There are still mathematics that you have to figure out and know. You still have to figure out vectors and angles and arcs and stuff like that. You still need to know how to calculate those within the environment that you're creating. Let's see, open another window up here. So that's been my fun weekend, and next episode we're coming up on episode 100 for the third shift, and that is pretty good, I think. And I'm gonna populate this little house with all the machines I had before I lost my previous world, and continue on from there. The only thing I can't show you now, because it's not out yet, is the equivalent exchange. And I couldn't even get Millionaire at this point because their webpage is down. But it seems they do have a version of Millionaire out there, and it looks interesting now because they have a quest system, and you can become kind of, a village builder through interacting, which I kind of like. The only thing I still don't like about Millionaire, it's that it's locked into a static kind of village design where you are limited by the territory a village takes up. You can't just lay out the village that you want to lay out. The NPCs decide that, which I guess is fine. And of course, Mine Colony just came out with their 1.0 version very recently. So who knows how long their 1.1 version will come out. Maybe it's already out as I'm talking about this, or when I post this video. Who knows? So if you have any questions about those topics, be sure to post them in the comments. Otherwise, this weekend was a voyage of self-discovery. I won't get into that because it's a very personal thing for me and very controversial as far as the public is concerned. I mean, I'm not really afraid to say it. It's just this is not the good forum for it. You guys are game players. I'm not going to trouble you with my my life outside of this. So, but it is a philosophical sort of decision in my life, and I think it's pretty good for me. And a lot of people disagree with it. No, I'm not gay. And gay people are gay people, but they are still people. You're never going to get away from that. All right. So yes, I'm going to fill this house up with machinery. Probably add in a few more things. Like I think outside of here is where I'm going to add like the power station, and I'll have power cables running underneath this. And of course, I'm going to build a corral and all that fun stuff. Excuse all my throat clearing. It's just bad. The weather's been up and down here. It's been really warm and then really cold, and then it snows, and it's really warm, and it can't make up its mind because we live in New England. That's fun. So we're gonna be going back to the evil that is third shift with these simulcraft people. We'll see how well they torture. I just don't understand how it's gonna work yet. I mean, I understand how to start it. I just don't understand how it's gonna build itself. Because the screenshots I saw of it led to some pretty big towns. It looked like you can actually download more floor plans or create more floor plans. I think relatively easy from what they were saying. But I didn't really get too far into the documentation to that point. But we'll figure it out. Hopefully, we can stay with this world a little bit longer than I did with the last one. I was having fun in the last world. It's I was actually getting tired of the location that I started in, which was that big snowy plain. I'm hoping there'll be more terrain types and everything. And I was trying to actually get the more terrain, more biomes mod, but I couldn't get it to work with all this stuff that I have installed now. And I will list that on the third shift website. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for news and just general funny interactions with the outsiders and all little things that I do. Yeah. That's really about it for today. I will see you hopefully on Monday. Like I've been saying, I'm trying to keep to this Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, and sometimes Saturday. This week I just was not able to keep up with that. I was uploading a whole bunch of other videos. The manhunt. I still have one more video to post on that. One more video to post of red versus blue farming before we start taking the votes again. I've got to set that up today. And there'll be more Skyrim. And of course the darkness will come up. I don't know if you guys really like that. Let me know. It's just a game. I kind of dig it. I know it's not for everybody. I think somebody was actually scared of the game, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. But you don't have to watch it, so that's cool. And that's all. May all your science be sciency. May all your evil be good. and let your evil lead to good things. Does that make sense? Alright. I'll talk to you later. You guys have a good one.
It's time for Random Science Fact.